Hello there. Today we're going to be getting into the Arvest API. Um, and so to sort of bring us in gently into the kind of things that we can do, I'm going to show you just very simply how to upload media items from your computer onto Arvest via the API. So obviously, so if I connected and logged into my account, I could do this very easily by just adding a new media item here, clicking on upload, and then uploading whatever I need to upload, or linking to it like that. But it could be pretty cool to know how to do this via scripting with the API. And of course, if we want to upload lots and lots of documents all at once, then obviously this is going to be quite tiresome. So it'd be good to have a solution for doing batch media uploads. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to go back to the Arvest website. And we're going to go over to the API and ML page. If I go over to here to machine learning, we'll see that there is a link to a repo on GitHub that we call machine learning notebooks. So if I click here, you can find it that way, or you can click on the link that I'll put in the description of this video, which will take you straight here. So as is, you can read through all this. This repo is designed to basically provide you with a bunch of pedagogical Python notebooks, which allow you to do various machine learning workflows, which are notably used in the digital humanities, but could be used in many different contexts. And it's all kind of built around also Arvest as being this kind of entity that exists at the beginning and the end of your machine learning workflows, so that you can kind of share interactive versions of the results of the processes that you create and things like that. But so if we scroll down a bit here, we'll see that in terms of content, we've got three big kinds of content. We've got the Arvest API tutorial, so we'll be starting on that today, and some of the machine learning workflow tutorials. So we'll get onto some of them later in this series. So those are the main two. So this ML module tutorials is still under construction, but so that's basically going to be taking deeper dives into some of the sort of the modules that make up these workflows. But today, so we're going to be looking at the Arvest API tutorial. So we can click here, and you can see that we've got lots of different kind of things that we can go through. This is still a work in progress, so some of the tutorials aren't quite finished yet, which is you'll see with the little under construction icon here, but everything that has a green tick is ready to use. So you'll notice that for each tutorial there is a Google Colab version and a local version. So if I click, so we've got upload media from your computer, for example. If I click on the Colab link, it'll take you straight to a Google Colab session, and you can just start running it, and it should work completely fine with no need to pre-install anything or things like that. Just because it's quicker and it's the way I work, we're going to be doing things in the local version, but you'll see that the two notebooks, whether it's on Colab or local, are completely the same. So there's just a few things, sort of Colab specific things that change in the Colab version, but they're essentially the same workflow, so you can choose either or. We will be using the local version. So I'll have shown you the differences between these in the introduction video, but just to remind you, so you can click straight on the local link here that will take you to the notebook, and you'll see where it's found within the repo. But just to remind you, you've got this dash local folder here, and then you've got Arvest tutorials, which are found in here, and you've got workflows, which will be found in here. So that's how to find what you need. So I've already gone ahead and cloned this repo on my computer, and I've got it open in VS Code here. So if you want to go through how you can do that, then you can go back to the introductory video of this API part of the Arvest tutorials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my local folder, I'm going to find Arvest, and so we're going to the first tutorial, which is upload media from your computer. So if we look in this folder, we've got three, well, you'll have two files. You'll have the, so this Python notebook, which is where we're going to be running our code from, and you'll have this login example JSON file, which is just where we'll put our login credentials for Arvest. So you can replace your username, in fact your email and your password here. I've got mine in a similar file, but as a private thing, so that I don't have to show my password to the world. So yeah, batch media uploading. So in this notebook, we are going to be learning how to upload batches of media. So say, for example, if we have a folder of image files on our computer, then how would we upload that to Arvest via Python using scripting? So today we are just going to be looking at images because, as you'll know, audio and video files are either going to be uploaded to our instance of PeerTube, or you can link to things on YouTube. So there will be a separate tutorial for that. Today we'll be just focusing on images. So first of all, we've got our setup. So we won't go into too much detail about what's happening here, but so every time that we're going to be using the Arvest API, obviously we're going to have to install the package. So that's what's happening here, and we're importing it here. And I've also imported basically a personal library, a personal package that I have where I kind of just dump lots of various utility functions that I use all the time in Python, so we'll be importing that as well. But yeah, so we can go ahead and hit play on that, and it should just take a few seconds to install and import. There we go, we are ready. So, first of all, we need to prepare our media. So what does that mean? Basically, we need to tell our script where to find the media that we'd like to upload to Arvest. So you see that I'm setting that in the folder to upload variable here. So you'll notice that I'm using just the classic OS path package to get my path to that. It's actually found in this folder at the root called test corpora and test media. You'll see that I've got a folder with just two images in it. I've got this image and this image. So basically I'm just giving the path to that. So as a reminder, you can, if you like, just right click on the folder and hit copy path, and that would give you the absolute path towards it. But just for the sake of ease of use, I've just I'm using the OS package to get that. And then so I've got this little helper function called collect files, which is actually one of my utility functions, and basically it's just you give it a folder, and it can recursively or not look through the folder and collect all of the paths to the files of a given list of extensions. So here I'm taking JPEG with an E and PNG files, and it's putting them into a list. So if I hit play here, we see that it's found the two image files in this folder. So that's simple enough. I think it's kind of basic kind of Python stuff that people are probably quite used to doing. Basically, we just need a list of paths to images on a computer that we want to upload. So the second step is to connect to Arvest. So this is where we're going to start using the Arvest API package that we imported up here. Basically, so I'm going to go into a bit of detail here. Just to kind of explain the basic functions of how the Arvest API package is working. I probably won't go into as much detail in the next tutorials. So yeah, just bear with me if this seems very simple to you, but I think it's important to at least go over this once to see what's happening. So to be able to connect to Arvest, as it were, I'm going to need my user email address and my password. So that I'm actually reading into a variable called login data, and you see I've got this helper function, which is again one of my helper functions called read JSON, which just reads a JSON file, and you see that I'm giving the path to that JSON file that I told you earlier, which contains my email and my password, and so that's reading that into this variable, and then this is where the magic, I mean, it's not that magic, but this is where the magic is happening. So you see that I'm creating an instance of the Arvest class, which comes with the Arvest API package, so Arvest API dot Arvest, and this needs two arguments, which are the email address and the password. And so that's all I'm doing, and I'm putting it into a variable called AR for future reference. So that should connect up to Arvest with success, and if that is the case, then I'll be able to get my profile username by doing AR. So AR is the reference to this instance of the Arvest class, which gives me access to profile, and the profile has a name, which I can print out like that. So if I click play here, you'll see that I'm successfully connected to Arvest so my username is JH. So that should be simple enough. If you are having difficulty with that, it's probably an issue with your username or your password. Your email or your password. So make sure to check that. And if not, then you can drop a. So hopefully, the Arvest API is still a work in progress that I'm still working on, but bug catching and error catching, things like that needs to be solidified a little bit, but it should kind of work out of the box, and if not, then we can. If you're really running into difficulties, then don't hesitate to drop an issue on the GitHub repo, and we can see we can try and troubleshoot. So once we are connected to Arvest with this instance that is in AR, we're going to be able to do a whole load of things. For example, use a function called add media. And that is how we're going to be adding media to our instance of Arvest and its account. So this is what's happening in this cell here. So what is going on? First of all, I'm creating a list called added media, which is just an empty list. That's where I'm going to be keeping references to the media that I'm adding. And I'm going to be keeping count just so that I can print to the screen, the number of files that I've been adding. So you see that here we are entering into a for loop where I'm iterating through my local media files. So if you remember, local media files is this that was created here. It's just a list of absolute paths to the different media files. This is just another helper to print our progress through our list. But this is where the actual adding of the media to Arvest is happening. So you can see that I am referencing my AR Arvest class, which is still connected to my account, and initiating the add media function, which is going to take one quag, which is path. And so the path is going to be the absolute path of my computer to that media file. So you can see that this is, being drawn straight from the list of media files. So it's as simple as that. We'll be uploading like that, and we'll be putting the Python representation of the uploaded object into here. So this is actually going to be an instance of the Arvest API media class, which will allow us to perform various things like updating its title and description stuff afterwards, which is actually what I'm going to be doing straight afterwards here. So, so I upload my media and put that into a variable, and then using that variable, I can run a few other functions like update title, and that just takes a string where I'll be adding a new title, and update description, where I'm going to be adding a new description. And here you see I'm just adding the updated media to my list here, so that I can so I can access it later. So just to kind of demonstrate, if I go back to the Arvest website and I connect to my account. So if I go to my media, you see I've got a few different media files here. Right, so we can keep that in memory to see that this is actually working. If I press play on my cell here, you see that I've added my 2 media files to Arvest. I come back here, just refresh the tab here. You see that I've got my 2 media files which have been added here. So if we just kind of inspect what's happened, if I go into the file's information, you see that the description uploaded to demonstrate batch media uploading from Python Notebook is the description I gave here, and you see that the title I gave it is the base name of the file plus batch upload file, and then the number of file it was, so I+1, because I'm iterating through the different files. And that is indeed the title that has been given to this. So that's great. So we can see that my 2 media files have been uploaded straight to Arvest. And of course, so you can imagine that this list of media files could be as long as you want it to be, and you could upload as many files as will make you content in this way, and it should all work fine. And just a useful helper function here, so that in our script we can see we can inspect where the media file has been uploaded. I've got a little helper function called get full URL. So this is part of the Arvest API. So I'm iterating in a for loop through my list of uploaded media. So this was the list that I was populating here. And so this is actually an instance each time of the media class. From the Arvest API, which has this function get full URL, which basically will return as a string the URL on the internet where the file was uploaded. So if I press play here, see that I can click straight on this, and we see that this leads me straight to the direct URL of the media file on Arvest. So there we go. So one last thing that we might want to do, or there'll be two last things, but this is the penultimate thing, if you like, is going to be updating the metadata. So if I go back to Arvest here, so as you know, you've got these kind of basic information here with a title, description, the creator and the thumbnail and when it was created. But there is of course the metadata tab where we can change any number of fields here. So obviously it would be very useful to be able to change things like that within Python. So that's what we're doing here. So the way this works is going to be very similar to updating the title and updating the description. So we have a function called update metadata, except that we're going to have to give to this function a dictionary, a Python dictionary that represents all of the metadata, basically. So you see that if we go into metadata and, according to the format that we have, we'll basically have a dictionary where there'll be one key for creator, another key for abstract, another key for access rights, etc., etc. And we're going to be basically giving a dictionary with all of these things, even if they're empty, so that it updates properly. So in order to do that, the basic methodology is to first use the get metadata function. So you see that I'm iterating through my uploaded media. So this is, once again, the media items list. And so there's a function called get metadata. And so this, at the moment, will just be, well, it won't be an empty dictionary. It will be a dictionary, a Python dictionary that has however many keys there are in this metadata scheme. But the value will be blank, basically, each time. So as you can see, I get my metadata here, and so my media metadata is a dictionary with a certain amount of keys and all that kind of thing. If you like, we can add a print of that just to see what's happening. So if I do that, you'll see that I've got my dictionary here each time, where I've got all the keys, and there's just nothing each time. So what we're doing basically is getting that dictionary and then updating the fields that we want to update. So as you would update a dictionary in Python. So I'm updating, for example, creator with batch media upload example script, and the identifier as, just this code that I've kind of made up, which is going to allow me to find and pass, my media later on. And then I give back this dictionary as the argument for the update metadata function. So I just press play on that, and the metadata should have updated, although it had already updated because it's the second time running this cell. But if we go back to our media in Arvest, I go to the metadata, you see that the creator has now been changed to batch media upload example script. And if I go down to, I think it's identifier, yeah, we've got or and batch upload, ampersand batch upload, I believe. So we've now successfully been able to update the metadata. So final thing we might want to do is, for example, remove media. So we've added media, we've updated various fields like title and metadata, and now let's say I've had enough of that media being on my account and I want to delete it. So how are we going to be able to do that? Well, you can imagine there's a function called remove, and so this will remove whatever item you're referring to within Arvest. So let's decompose what's happening here. So first of all, we've got this little safety boolean which should when you clone this package, or when you're opening it in Google Colab, should be false. So if I press play here, nothing will happen because this is false. I am going to set that to true because I'm pretty sure about what I'm doing. So what's happening? So here I'm just keeping count of the files that I'm going to be removing. Here I'm using the Arvest API to get a list of all my media items. So you see I've got my r dot and then get medias. And so that will return as a list a reference to all of these media items. That is because I want to basically be able to iterate through all of my media items and check if they are the media items that I want to remove, and if that is the case, then I want to remove them. So that's what's happening here. Here I'm iterating through all my media items. Here just printing to screen my progress. And what the condition that I'm using to check if it's a media item I want to remove is checking its metadata. So I'm getting the media item's metadata using the get metadata function. And if creator is equal to this, which is the thing I set up here, and if the identifier is equal to this, which is the thing I set up here, then I am going to go ahead and remove the media file. So, pretty simple. Just kind of checking a very simple condition of the metadata, and then if that's right, then we remove it. So I'm going to hit play on that cell. It went through, so you see it went through the 7 media items I had, and it found 2 and removed 2. And so now if I go back here and if I refresh the tab, see that they've disappeared. They no longer exist in my account, and they have been removed from the internet. And so if I click back on where is it, on the link here, you'll see that this link no longer exists. So that is how to batch upload media from Arvest, from your computer, up to Arvest. Just a quick word maybe on the Colab version of this notebook. So if I open this in Colab, so you'll see that it's basically the same notebook. Just note that with Colab you can't obviously upload something directly from your computer. You have to first either upload it to your Google Drive or upload it to this files section here. So you open that by clicking this little tab here, and you can just drop your media files into this area, and that's how this notebook works. So you'll have to first upload it to Google, so this Colab temporary files bit, and then it will find things there and add to Arvest. So I hope that was useful. Feel free to ask any questions you may have in the comments below. Next time we will be looking at linking to media that exists online, which is so going to be the same kind of thing, adding media to Arvest, but not by uploading something from your computer, by just linking to something that exists online. And then we'll be moving through the other tutorials and getting on to some more complex machine learning workflows after that. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.